You want to be feint. There is a lot of great tips out there you can get on YouTube, Instagram, even TikTok now to tell you how to get better at boxing. But I'm going to give you 20 of the most important tips that will improve you at boxing. And why should you listen to me? Why do I think these tips are the things that you should be focused on rather than all the other noise that is out there? Well, through my experience, and if you're new to this channel and you don't know who I am, my name's Tony Jeffries. I'm an Olympic medalist boxer, former undefeated professional, 7 times national champion, European gold medalist, and on my YouTube channel, I give you everything boxing education. I had 106 fights in my career. I travel the world now teaching fitness professionals and people how to teach boxing to other people. I co-own 2 gyms here in Los Angeles, California, where we've taught thousands and thousands of people how to box. So I've got a bit of experience when it comes to teaching boxing. And I'm telling you these things not to be big-headed or to blow my own trumpet to make me feel like, oh, I'm the man because I've got all this experience. No, I'm not telling you because that. I'm telling you because I know for a fact these 20 tips will help improve you at boxing. I'm going to go through them as quick as I can. So let's go through it. Here are the 20 tips. And by the way, number 20 is the most important. Forget about the other 19 and focus on number 20 and you'll be good. No, not really. You've got to focus on all of them, but number 20 is the one to look out for. Okay, so tip number 1 is exhale with every single punch you throw. Whatever punch you're throwing, head, body, even if you're slipping, you always want to be exhaling. You always want to breathe. And taught thousands of people how to box, and breathing seems to be one of the hardest things to teach. Exhale with every single punch. And think about breathing all the time until you get to the point of being able to breathe, exhaling with every punch without having to think about it. Number 2 is bring your hands back to your face after every punch you throw. You always want to bring your hands back to your face. And I've done videos on the most common mistakes in boxing, and the most common mistake is this. Someone will throw 1-2 hook and they'll drop this down here. Bring them back to your face after every single punch. Moving on to number 3, it's turn your hips. Turn your hips when you're throwing these punches. If you don't turn your hips and you punch like this, it might look good and sound good to the uneducated eye, but to someone who knows boxing, I know them as just arm punches. We see it often. You know, don't do that. Really turn your hips with your punches, and that's going to help you generate power and help you get better at boxing. Number 4 is fully extend when you're throwing straight punches. Bah, bah, bah. You always want to fully extend. I see it often in the gym with beginners or even people who's been coming for some time now. They'll throw 1-2 and it'll be like a bah, 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 and the arm will be there. They're not fully extended. So if you're not fully extended, guess what? You're not getting the power in the punch. You want to be bah, bah, there. Again, I'm here. Bah, bah. Fully extend every single time you throw them straight punches. You're going to get more power. It's going to look better as well. And moving on to number 5 is keep your feet apart when you're moving. So if I'm here, I'm moving. I want to keep my feet apart, I'm moving around. I never want to do this. If the feet's apart all the time here, I'm always ready to throw them punches. As soon as the feet come together, I can't throw any punches from this position. And as well, if someone hits me when I'm like this, I'm off balance, I'm going over. So keep them feet apart, keep that strong balance here like this. And moving on to number 6 is keep your chin down. Another common mistake I'll see be people like this. Bah, 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 bah. And even here, believe it or not, my chin is too high. I've done a full video on this and give you a great tip how to keep that chin down. You can click the link below and see that. You want to keep your chin down. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Chin down, looking up through your eyebrows. Moving on, number 7 is your non-punching hand. It should be by your face at all time. So if I'm throwing a 1-2 hook to the body, this needs to be by me face. It shouldn't be a ba, ba, ba. The non-punching hand by your face at all times. No matter what punch you're throwing, it should be up there by your face. You want to be a small target here. Way too often I see this. I'm too square on, I'm too big of a target. Small target here like this. Feinting before you throw a punch. If I'm here and I feint, bah, then punch. I'm here, feint, then punch. What that does is keep my opponent thinking all the time. He doesn't know what's coming. I'm not being predictable. When you don't feint, you're being predictable. Don't be predictable in boxing and use them feints. Keep your elbows in like this. I'll see it often, and I'm sure you've seen it before if you've been in boxing gyms where people have their elbows up and they'll be punching like this. You need to keep them elbows in and keep nice and tight here. Keep them elbows in. Now this one is for you if you're a boxer, if you're trying to be a boxer, and that is train with a mouth guard in. Get used to having a mouth guard in when you're hitting that heavy bag, when you're shadow boxing. Whenever you're boxing, have that mouth guard in, because it's only going to make it easier for you when you go in the ring, when you're used to wearing a mouth guard all the time with boxing training, because it can get difficult to breathe with a mouth guard in. So get used to it, get conditioned to breathing with a mouth guard in throughout your full training session. Move your head, and this was something my old boxing trainer Tommy Brooks used to say to me all the time. Move your head, Tony, move your head. Move your head before and after everything you throw. So if I'm here, kind of like the feints, I'm moving my head, bah, and I'm punching, moving, bah, bah, bah. It makes it way harder for my opponent to hit me because I'm moving all the time, and as well he doesn't want to throw because he's scared in case I come back with a counter. And then as well with this, it makes you look like a pro. If I'm shadow boxing, I'm here like this, compared to this. Now I know you can see the difference there, there's a big difference. So moving your head before and after every punch. Now let's move on to number 13, which is a big one of the biggest ones, and that is focus on the basics. Focus on the basics of boxing, and that is what's going to get you better. I see it way too much on these social media channels where people are throwing 100 million punch combinations. That's not realistic. They're doing the fancy uppercuts, pivot hooks, and the hands down, rather than focusing on the punches that make you better at boxing. The most important punch in boxing is the jab. So focus on that good, solid jab. Focus on that 1-2. Focus on that hook, transferring the weight. Forget about all the fancy crap that's out there. Focus on the basics, and that will really help you get better. And then moving on to number 14 is your fists. You want to have a loose fist here. When I'm outside, loose fists. Then do a tight fist, then punch. You hear? Loose fist, tight fist, then punch. I'll see it often where people will be boxing and they've got a tight fist all the time. Their forearms are burning, and you might experience this yourself. I know I have. When I first started boxing back in 1996, when I was 10 years old, I used to have my fists tight all the time, burning energy. You don't need to do that. Loose fist here, tight fists, then punch. Keep on your toes. When you're moving backwards, forwards, you want to land on your toes all the time. I see it so often when people's moving forward and they're doing heel toe, heel toe. Now boxing is so fast. Imagine if I'm moving forward like this, someone throws a jab, I can't really push off this heel, because I'll get punched. But if I'm on my toe and I'm moving forward and someone punches, boom, I can move fast. So you always want to be moving around on your toes, not heel toe. Think about defense. If you're thinking about defense, it's way harder for someone to hit you. I used to always think about defense when I'm moving around. I'm thinking, if he throws a punch, I'm going to get out of the way. Rather than the opposite, where you're just thinking about attacking all the time. If you think about attacking all the time, that's when you're going to get caught. You need to concentrate on defense all the time. The name of the game is to hit and not be hit. So if you're thinking about this, guess what? It's going to be way harder for them to hit you. Now that's 16 things that I've given you so far, and it's a lot of things to think about. But now let's move on to number 17, which is record yourself. Yes, if you set up your phone, you record yourself and you notice that you're making any of these mistakes that I'm telling you about right now, and I'm sure that you are, because I know that I still even make these mistakes right now. If you record yourself and you watch it, you might notice that you throw that 1-2 hook and you drop this a little bit, or you notice that you're holding your breath, or you're too tight, or your elbows up, or you're bringing your feet apart, or you're landing on your heels. Whatever you may be doing, you might not notice that unless you've got a coach who's standing there over your shoulder watching you all the time. So what you should do is set up your phone on a tripod and record yourself, and then watch the videos back and then see what you really look like. Number 18 is wear your hand wraps all the time. People think they don't need to wear hand wraps. I've had people come to the gym saying, no, I don't want to wear hand wraps because it's going to toughen my hands up if I don't wear them. That is BS. You want to wear hand wraps. If you want to punch correctly, punch hard and get no injuries, you should wear hand wraps. I wear hand wraps all the time. Well, I tell a little lie. Today I'm not wearing hand wraps, I'm wearing these things. These are the Gel Knuckles from Box and Burn. These are great. I should really have a hand wrap on top of this, which I normally do when I'm doing a boxing session. But these gel knuckles really help protect my knuckles. And then the hand wrap on top, that would protect my wrist and my thumb. These are really, really good. I highly recommend getting some of these to put underneath your hand wraps. You can get them at boxingburnacademy.com. And number 19 is warming up before your session. Yes, it might sound obvious, like, oh, why would I not warm up? But most of my injuries that I've got in my shoulders, on my elbows, or even on my thigh before, it's from not warming up. Coming to the gym, just shaking out, not warming up, just getting in there, then start whacking the bag, and the next thing my shoulder is sore. Warming up, and then at the end of the session, you want to do a cool down as well. And guys, if you're liking this video, I want to quickly tell you before I get on to number 20, the final thing about warm-ups, cool downs, and everything else. I've went through this as quick as I can. But if you want in-depth tutorials on everything I've went over and lots more stuff like that, including your mindset, how to sleep better, how to punch harder, how to punch faster, just about everything to make you better at boxing, you can check out my video package, the link below, Be a Better Boxer. And I'm always adding new videos to my Be a Better Boxer package to really help you get better. And as well, if you sign up for my Be a Better Boxer video package, you will also get exclusive access to my Facebook group, where we can communicate, keep in touch, and there's a great community of people on there. So yeah, definitely sign up for that and get information on everything that I'm talking about in detail so you can get better at boxing. Now let's move on to the final one, the most important thing out of everything that you can work on in boxing, and that is think about form. Think about good form and technique. And I see this all the time on my channel. You've got to think about it and then do it. Think about it, do it, think about it, do it, until you get to the point of being able to do it without thinking about it. That's what it's all about. We want to get in good habits, and the way you get in good habits is by thinking about your bad habits so you get out of them. And then when you are in there, you're in good habits. Let's get rid of all of your bad habits that you've got, all the bad habits that we've got, and let's get better by thinking about it and doing it until you get to the point of doing it without thinking about it. And that's it, guys. Them 20 tips right there will change everything on your boxing game. If you like this video, please hit that like button. I put a lot of time and energy, as you can see, I'm sweating right now, into these videos. So just that thumbs up or leave us a comment below will really help the channel do better. Also, if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.